I feel a bit like your fairy godmother will see you now. Hello beautiful souls and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to share today's video with you. We have a really amazing and exciting card reading to look at what's going to happen in the next 6 months for you. So let's get started. I just have to start by saying welcome and thank you so much to all of the new souls who are joining us here in this community. I cannot tell you how exciting it is for me every time I log in and I see that you guys are new and you're subscribing. I'm like, yes, this community is growing. So thank you so much for coming and joining, and to everybody who's been liking and watching and commenting on my videos or messaging me in private, thank you so much. It literally means the world to me. And I'm really excited to be in this space with you today. We have a new moon in Cancer today as I film this for you. So I'm really picking up on and coming into those energies. And I feel like it's a really great time to actually look at what is going to be coming in the next 6 months. Because we've got this new moon, we can set these new intentions. So even if you're watching this video, and obviously I won't be releasing it on a new moon, you can still just access and connect to and tune into that new moon energy, because I am intending for that to completely infuse into this video. So today we have a pick a card reading, and there are 3 piles to choose from, which I will put up on the screen for you now. And you can either choose between the Thulite, the Heart Quartz, or the Labradorite, and just tune into what feels resonant for you. And please know this is a timeless reading, even though I'm saying that the intention for this is to see what is coming up in the next 6 months for you, what are the main lessons or themes that are going to be coming into your life. By all means, you can come back to this after the next 6 months and pick another and see what else is coming. So this is going to be set as an intention of a timeless reading. So the way that this reading is going to work is that I have chosen a major arcana from the Gentle Heart Tarot to be the central card, the central theme that's happening for you over the next 6 months. And then I have chosen other cards to complement to go a bit deeper. So I have chosen an affirmation for you, I have chosen a soul plan energy for you, I have chosen an oracle card for a bit more expansion, and I've also chosen a dragon and an ascended master to see who's there, who you can call upon when you need a bit of guidance or support throughout the next 6 months. So I'm really excited to dive into this. Just trust your intuition and just go with what feels right for you. And with any intuitive reading, always just take what resonates and just let go of anything that doesn't. So let's just dive in straight away to pile 1 with the Thulite. Okay, so let's dive into pile 1, the major arcana central theme that you have coming for you in the Sexnigma. Wait, let me try that again. So the central theme that's coming through for you if you chose pile 1 is the Chariot, which is a really beautiful card and a really positive card in very many ways, I would say. So we have this beautiful person here with their crown, they're looking forward, they're focused, and then we have their unicorns supporting them, and it's kind of to me like the light and the dark. It's a blend of the two, they're coming together, and there's a lot of determination. I mean, to me there's a lot of like Capricorn, Taurus energy in this card. You do have the little bird as well on the Chariot itself, which to me is almost like an element of freedom and flight. So maybe that flight could come in as you need to leave a situation that's not really working for you, or it could be that actually you're feeling like you'd like to try something different. You'd like to bring in maybe some more creativity to express yourself more, freedom to be you. Maybe you've been conforming to society for too long and this card is like, hey, now is the time to be you. You've got all that determination and focus within you, all that drive. Put it into yourself. Maybe you've been putting it into other people or other careers or businesses or whatever. Now is the time to focus on you. I also really think with the Chariot that this crown to me is like you're the ruler of your life. You're in charge of it. Ultimately, you can create the reality that you want. So if something's holding you back, why is that? Are you not in your power? Are you allowing something else to be in control or power your life, and maybe you're taking a step back? So this card might really be saying to you, stand in your power. Have that freedom to be yourself, to stand, to go forwards and do what it is that you're really feeling called to do. So if there's something you've been thinking, I'd quite like to try it, or maybe there's a part of your business or your career that you'd like to focus on, or a relationship, this card is basically saying, go for it. Trust the power that you have within you will guide you the right way. You've got the support you need. You've got the balance that you need. This is almost like, I'm saying light and dark. You can think of yin and yang. You can think of masculine and feminine. You know, the balance is essentially what I'm talking about. You've got that ability within you. So the only thing that's holding you back has been you, ultimately. And maybe procrastination, or putting up blocks, thinking like, I can't, afford to do that, or I shouldn't really stop, and I need to do this. And actually, no, this card is like, go for it. So it could be that you feel you've had quite a few choices or opportunities, and maybe you have really been focusing on one thing, and this is saying it's time for a new direction. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're totally changing path, but it could be for some of you. It could be for some of you that the Chariot is like, thinking of that clip from Mean Girls where she's like, get in, we're going shopping. I almost feel like maybe the Chariot feels like that for you. The universe is driving up and it's like, get in, we're going this way, and you're just like, oh, I was thinking I was walking or going this way, but okay. So it's saying, yeah, like, go for it, dive into it, move forward. I feel like there's some kind of career, or to me this is more career focused. I feel like there's some kind of career or something for yourself that needed to be expressed or put forwards, and this card is almost giving you permission, if not a nudge, to go in that direction, to trust that that is the right direction for you. So let's just take a look at some of the other cards that have come in here. Firstly, we have the Whale and Orca Elders. I think this is a really beautiful card, actually, which to me is really interesting, because obviously you have the element of animals in the Chariot card. So is there some kind of animal or spirit guide that you've already connected to, or you'd like to connect to, or you want to discover? In which case that could be something to think about, definitely. And it's interesting because this card says, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So again, I just feel like it's really about you expressing yourself, expressing your truth. And that could be creatively, or it could be, as I say, in your career or your business. But I feel like there's definitely, it's saying share your song. So really, to me, that's about being authentic and really sharing your voice and your truth, and maybe even some of your knowledge or something else that feels really important to you that maybe you've been holding back talking about or expressing. So then we're going to look at the soul plan polarity that's coming in for you for the next 6 months related to this. And what came through was expression. This is a card for energy number 3, and it says channels of communication and creative expression. So this is really interesting because already I was saying about creativity and feeling like you can express yourself. This energy is definitely a teaching energy. It's connected to the right ear, and it's very much about you hearing things, and it kind of stirs this inner knowing within you, and you feel really called to share it, to teach what you know. So it's really coming from within. It's not about external learning or things that you picked up, say, in school or training. It's really about what you know within your soul. This does talk about creative expression, so I do think as well, I mean, it's not uncommon to maybe be drawn to the arts with this, so like acting, singing. And again, we've got the song. So we've had share your song with the Whale and Orca card, and now we're having something about your vocal expression. So is there something going on with your throat chakra? Is there something that needs clearing or healing? Perhaps you need to remove any kind of block there. Maybe there is something singing that you're enjoying. I mean, sound is obviously important to you, so whether that's musical stuff or whether it's actual sound healing or chanting, something like that I think actually could be really beneficial for you just for the next 6 months, if not longer, maybe, if you don't already do that. Something musically inclined that's going to maybe raise your vibration, connect you, and to heal your throat chakra. So you could do chakra toning, for example, or you could do chanting, or you could listen to sound healing meditations, or go to a sound healing class or a gong bath or something like that. I think clearing that space is going to be important, because if you're here to share who you are, sometimes there can be a block here because it's like, oh my gosh, can I share who I am? Can I actually do that? Because what do I really know? Like, how can I teach people? Because it's just coming from me. Is anyone going to hear that? But yes, they are. So this for me is having confidence to express yourself and to express what you know to be true from your soul, right? From your soul level. So it's really going within yourself. So it might be that you have to take a little bit of time away from people. Maybe in the next 6 months, you know, you're going to be going within, called to spend a bit of time alone. And that could be going on a retreat, for example, just having a weekend alone where you just take time for yourself and you think, okay, realistically, what do I really know to be true? What's coming from me? What does my soul know? So as I said, right now we've got this new moon energy that I'm working with today, but you might be called on the next full moon to go within, to think, okay, I'm going to journal. What is my truth? What does my truth mean to me? And how can I express myself? And how is my voice or language? Okay, what I'm hearing maybe is light language as well. So maybe for some of you, there's something else you're channeling and it's coming through. What does that mean to me, and how can I bring that into my everyday life? And you don't always have to have the answers. You can allow your soul or your guides to help you with that. And so that's where I'm going to call upon the 2 guides that I have pulled for you. And actually, I say I've pulled these cards. They fell out of the deck when I was shuffling. I was saying, what do the people who've chosen the Chariot and Pile 1 need to know, and who are their guides? And these 2 fell out. So we actually have 2 cards for you as your spirit guides, if you like, for the next 6 months. So we have the Divine Director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. And then we have Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. Wow, so we've really got this speaking, this throat area. This is huge for you guys. That's coming up. So 2 really, I think, great guides to have. But what's interesting is you again have the balance of the masculine and the feminine. So there's a lot of balance going on for you on an internal level. And when we talk about the divine masculine and the divine feminine, we don't mean gender. What we mean is the divine masculine is like projection, action, going forth into the world. And the divine feminine is surrender. It's receptivity. It's flowing. It's trust. It's being okay not knowing absolutely everything and just going forth anyway, trusting that each step will be laid out in front of you as you're reaching it. It's balancing those 2 elements within you. That's really what it's asking for. Can you balance your action with your receptivity, basically? Great guides. These are 2 that you can call upon. You can just set the intention. You can just say, I'm setting the intention to connect with Joan of Arc. May she guide me for the next 6 months. May she show me what I need to know. Help me each step of this path. Or you can say, may the Divine Director be present. May he show me what I need. May he help me to live a more purposeful life. So really trust that these 2 will be your guides, and you can call upon them separately or together anytime that you need, and they will really be able to help you over the next 6 months. Then we have your Dragon card, which I really wanted to bring this in. If you guys haven't already watched my deck collection, when I say that, I feel like I'm saying debt collection. Collect your debts. No, I'm talking about my Oracle and my Tarot decks. So if you haven't seen it, I wanted to include this because I don't often work with this deck, because I got it just before I moved and I put all my decks in storage apart from a couple. So I've picked a dragon for you guys, and what's come through is Dark Blue Galactic Dragon. Helps you to listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. Woo! I don't know about you, but I get shivers when I hear that, because to me that's really powerful. It's interesting because this card has this little bag here. It's almost like a bag of goodies. It looks like a bag of stardust, actually. It almost looks like he has stardust just pouring out. So it's like he's got this wealth, this abundance of goodies, of knowledge, of whatever, that he's overflowing, like he's sharing, like he's releasing. So that could be the same for you. You could have an abundance of knowledge within you that you've never had the confidence to share. And over the next 6 months, your journey, your new direction, your determination and your truth is going to help guide you to feel more confident to actually share and feel joyful as you share your voice and your knowledge and wisdom from within. This dragon itself is from the 9th dimension, the element of igniting your codes and your master blueprint. And this is really about you listening as well to the universe and the direction and the guidance and the stuff that you can, the wisdom that you can channel actually as well, that's coming through. So there's something that you might be receiving as well. So just pay attention to what you're receiving and what's coming through. And just, again, I feel like trust is really important for you. Trust. Something is, or it's almost going to be like completely left field. It's going to come out of nowhere and you're just going to be like, oh, okay, I'm going this way, I guess. I'm doing this. This is where the universe is guiding me to go. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to trust it. Like, if you take anything away from this video, I really want you to understand, trust it's going to happen. Trust you're ready for it, because ultimately we can never be ready, truly, can we? But at the same time, you are ready. So I want you to really hold that in your mind and in your heart, that you are ready for this. You've been ready for so long, and now is the time to really step up. So you can call upon this dragon and ask for any guidance or any wisdom that it can bring to you during the next 6 months, during this journey for you. Finally, we have an affirmation for you, and I think this is lovely. So we have the key to getting what you want is to ask for it. So that's your affirmation for the next 6 months. So if you want something, ask for it. Ask the universe. Ask the people around you, ask yourself, give yourself permission. Say, I really want to go and do this, and I'm going to allow myself to do it. I'm going to trust and have confidence that this is the right thing for me, because it feels good. It makes me feel good. It lights me up. So that is the reading for card pile 1. And now let's look at pile 2 with the quartz heart. If you have chosen card pile 2, then the central theme for the next 6 months for you is the world. And I think this is another really positive, wonderful energy to actually be working with. I'm really excited for you if you've chosen this group number 2. After all of the heavy and intense energy that we've had for the last 18 months, to have something as positive as this, I just think is amazing. So let me know if you are taking on the world, if you're going into the world. So obviously this card is really about you stepping forth, and to me there's a lot of completion going on here. So it could be that maybe you're tying up loose ends, or perhaps projects, jobs, relationships, even outdated ways of thinking. You're completing and letting go, like you're moving into a new chapter with this. I really feel like you can have the world if you let go of judgments. You know, you cannot fail. You're completely protected, totally held and guided and supported by the universe. So there's so much excitement that can come from this. So how is this showing up for you? What do you want your presence to be in the world? I always feel like if we're going to step out into the world and really put ourselves out there, how do we want to be received? How do we want our presence? Because even though you can obviously act or be a certain way, your energy can't lie. Your truth and your presence, it won't lie. So you can always pick up on someone's aura if they are authentic or not, or if they mean what they're saying. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, people are very good at hiding these qualities. And you know, really the empaths of the world will know me here when I say underneath it you can feel. So what's your presence going to be? How are you going to show up? And how do you want to be received and perceived? Just really take some time to understand and connect with that. I feel like it's really important to understand how you're going to do that, what you want your presence to be, and how you wish to shine your light in the world. How do you want people to receive the magic, the light, the divinity that you're embodying and sharing? How can you share that in a way that feels so authentic to you? I think these are some good questions you could journal on. You know, how can I show up? What do I want my presence to be? How do I want people to receive me? And what do I want them to receive from me as well? Is it healing? Is it growth? Is it truth? What is it that feels authentic to you to share with them? So this is definitely, I feel like you don't need to say much for this card because it's definitely just super positive. Then we have the expanded oracle guidance, and we have here jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. And what's really interesting is obviously in this image, it's as if she's diving into the eye, like into the pupil, into the center. So is there something going on with your third eye? Perhaps, are you opening that a bit more maybe? Taking some time to trust your intuition more and clear that. So group 1, we talked a bit about the throat chakra. I feel like for this group, it could be a bit of a third eye movement, opening that up and maybe seeing the world for what it really is. And maybe you've had rose tinted glasses, or like me, fairy glasses. How cute are these? But it's really saying to you, jump into it. The world is yours for the next 6 months. So anything you're interested in, or any kind of relationship or job or anything that's feeling good for you, jump into it. Allow it to happen. Trust, because really, yes is what's happening here. Say yes to the change. So maybe you're starting a new cycle. You know, we go through 7-year cycles, and maybe you've just finished a 7-year cycle. So this is the start of a new 7-year cycle for you for the next 6 months. It's the start of it. So how can you really utilize that energy? You know, as I say, I'm working with this new moon in Cancer today as I'm bringing this reading to you. So there's this real sense of newness that's coming forwards. And I do feel like this is going to be appropriate for a lot of people. I do think that actually, even I just feel like the energy shifted. It feels slightly lighter. It feels like there's a lot more positivity coming. That doesn't mean there won't be difficulties or stresses or worries. It just means that things shouldn't feel as intense, as heavy. So utilize that energy, jump into things. If opportunities are coming at you left, right and center, say yes, but always trust your intuition. Does it truly feel good to you to do that? If it does, yes, jump into it, go for it. If it doesn't, don't do it. There's no expansion on that. If something doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. And I really truly mean that. Like, trust your intuition. This is something I'm working with a lot with clients at the moment, is I'm really trying to guide them into just totally focusing on their intuition. So of course I'm going to give tips, I'm going to give, you know, insights and coaching, but ultimately you have to trust what feels right for you, and you have the backing of the universe to support you in this. So let's just see what guide came through for you. Yeah, awesome. Again, the protection. So we have El Moya, and it says here, awakening presence, the universe is with you, wear a cloak of protection and love. So I love that. Yes, if you're going out into the world, you need to focus on protecting your energy. It's so important. Protection and cleansing, the two things you now need to focus on if you've chosen these cards. This is for you to really focus your energy, clear things that aren't serving you, really come into yourself, really hold your aura in a very strong, protected, but at the same time welcoming space, right? You want people to feel held and welcomed and supported by your aura, but at the same time you're not looking to absorb or take in anything that isn't yours. So you're going to be going out into the world, and therefore just having this beautiful protection around you is going to be important. So you can call upon El Moya and you can ask him for any guidance or any support or any protection, and he will be able to help you for the next 6 months and beyond if you'd like to continue working with him afterwards. Then we're going to look at the soul plan polarity energy that came through for this group, and it's really interesting. You guys got polarity for speech and emphasis. This is really interesting to me. This is all about confidence to express a message to society and the world. So I like to think of this energy as the motivational speaker, and that can show up in a number of ways. That can be when you're talking to friends and you're helping them to feel motivated and inspired or confident and empowered to go out and do something for them. Or it can be, you know, maybe you're in charge of a meeting space or something at work, or even in your family. But ultimately this is usually somebody who really strongly feels like there's something they really want to share with the world. So is there something that you are really passionate about that you would feel good to share with people? If there is, I would really recommend a blog, or maybe starting to write that book. If you're watching this and you've kind of always had this, oh, I'd quite like to write a book, this is what you are invited to do for the next 6 months, to bring that into you. Jump into it, right? Say yes to change. Say yes to what feels good. If it feels good and you've been thinking about it for a while, I'm looking forward to you in the acknowledgements in your book. Thanks, Marilise, for telling me to go forwards and to step in and write this book. I'm joking, obviously. But definitely I think that there's something with writing coming in as well. So watch how that comes up for you, because it doesn't have to be that linear. It doesn't have to be just writing. It could be something else that's creating an expression for you. So it's either going to be speech or writing. So it could be that maybe you've always been interested in starting a YouTube channel and you've maybe not had the confidence to do it. And this is saying jump into it. You're ready for it. Have the confidence to go and do it. Imagine if this wasn't recording, that would be awful. So there's a message, and this energy is very often connected to a self-healing journey. So perhaps there's something that you've been through, as I say, in the past 7 years, in this previous 7-year cycle that you've been through. Maybe there's something that you really experienced and you healed and you went through. Maybe that's something that you need to share with other people, and that's where the book or the blog or some kind of vlog or something could come in to share that with other people, to help them to, I mean, because if we go back to El Moya, he's about awakening presence. So maybe you're awakening presence in other people, and at the same time you're awakening your presence in society. So how can you be present in society? It's coming back to those journal prompts. How can you be present? What would feel good for you? And it's important that you feel into what feels good for you. So when I first started sharing my voice, I wrote a blog, and I did it anonymously. I was really nervous of being ridiculed and being judged. And so I kind of hid, and I used an anonymous name. I called myself the Spiritual Siren. I just put a couple of blog posts out. And then over time, I found I was being too much of a perfectionist, and I was spending literally weeks writing a blog post, changing it, editing it, altering it. And in the end, I just thought, I have to stop this. I'm overdoing it. I'm pushing myself into such a rigid space. I'm not allowing myself to be free and creative. And so that's when I started writing on Instagram as if it were a blog, and I'd write short posts and things, and maybe channel insights or messages, or just share things intuitively that felt good. I started to feel a bit more comfortable to be seen, and then I did a couple of live videos, and now I have a YouTube channel. And if you told me 3 years ago you'll be talking on YouTube to people, I would have said no. Me, I'm too shy for that. But actually, this is my favorite thing. I love this channel, love talking to you guys. I love making these videos. I love thinking of ideas, and I no longer have that fear of being seen, because actually it's not about me. It's about how I can share what I love with you guys, anything that you guys can enjoy from it, whether it's just a 20-minute video that makes you feel good for the day, or whether it's something insightful and useful that you can really connect with to help you on your path. So if you're listening to this and thinking, woof, the idea of sharing my voice feels too much, then actually just be open to it. You might surprise yourself, just like I surprised myself. So I think that could be, if you're going to set up a blog or a podcast or something, please tag me. I would love to hear more about what it is you do and what you love. That would be great. So then we have your dragon for group number 2. I was going to say group number 3 then, but this is for group number 2. And we have the golden solar dragon. Helps you to stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. Great. So obviously this is the sun. The sun we know is masculine, just like the moon is feminine. So you're working more with the light here, the sun, the masculine's coming in here, and you've got a masculine guide. Maybe you've been a bit too much in the feminine. Maybe you've been a bit too laissez-faire, or holding yourself back, or not taking any action. And maybe this dragon and El Moya are like, let's go. No more procrastination or holding back. This is time for you to really spread your wings, to step out there. It just feels really good to me, this. So I think, yeah, it helps you to stand in your masculine power with wisdom. So again, we're not talking about the toxic masculine. We're not talking about working 24/7 and pushing yourself, or, speaking to people abruptly or rudely. We're talking about just asserting yourself in a really balanced, wise way into the world. So that can be something you can tune into. I just have to share this with you actually from the guidebook for the golden solar dragon. It actually says, spend a little bit of time each day focusing on or imagining the sun shining into your third eye, and sense the light codes that the golden solar dragon is directing towards you, which is so interesting because we were talking about the third eye earlier. So that's obviously something important to you. So I love that. So as a meditation, or when you are meditating at the end or the beginning, just visualize that golden light from the sun coming into and activating your third eye. I just think that'd be really beautiful to connect with that energy. So that is definitely another guide you can call upon to connect with. This is a 7th dimensional dragon, and it's there for you to help you really step into your, maybe even your leadership role into the world. I'm really excited for you guys if you picked this group. So we finally have the affirmation, which is, I allow people to witness their behavior so I can help them move beyond it. So again, there's this leadership quality now coming in towards the end of the 6 months. So it could be that you're just initially stepping out into the world, and then towards the end of the 6-month period, you might really be feeling called to step into a position as a leader. Now that doesn't have to be like a CEO or anything like that. It can be, but it could be more about, actually, because we have the 17, I feel like it's more about you stepping into sharing your self-healing journey in a leadership way. It's kind of like you've been through everything for the last 7 years, and now you're ready to step into a space where you can help teach other people how to heal from their journey, right? And share things that you know and you learn from. And so then you can help them move beyond it, to move through things. So maybe at the end of the 6 months, you might be called to actually either train in or retrain in something, some kind of healing or something. It doesn't have to be spiritual, it could be that you really feel like you're in a space of mastery at the moment, and you've reached a really great point in your career, and you're ready to step into the next space, and you're ready to take the job as a manager, or you've been the assistant manager and now's the time to shine. So I'm just very slightly hearing a rumbling of, I just think maybe you're going to retrain in something, or try something that you know something's coming through as a training, or I'm not getting any more information than that, so I'm just hearing training. So just be aware of that. Maybe there's a course that you've always been interested in, or something you've wanted to try. I just really think that this is a good time to do it towards the end of the next 6 months. So we're talking really about Christmas, the beginning of next year. There could be something coming in that you think, I'm ready to take this to the next level. I've been through it, I've learned and healed from it. I'm ready to go to that next stage so I can help other people, so I can turn around and share and be of service in the most loving, compassionate, and yet at the same time wise, actionable, masculine way. So that was a reading for card pile number 2. Again, in 6 months, let me know in the comments below if it resonates for you and if you feel like you're moving into this new 7-year cycle. And just let me know if there is anything that you train in, or if there is, as I say, a podcast or a blog or a channel or something that you're setting up. I'm really excited to hear more about that. And let's finish with pile 3, which is the Labradorite. We are on to card pile number 3, and we have as your central theme for the next 6 months, or your lessons, we have the Fool, which you guys know is one of my favorite tarot cards to interpret anyway. I think, you know, my favorite would be like the Empress or the High Priestess, as you guys know. Even though I spend most of my time as the Hermit. But I absolutely love the Fool, and I think this card is just, for me, it's a beautiful card. It's got such lovely energy to it. So for you, this next 6 months is really about taking a leap of faith, trusting the universe, feeling freer. You know, look at how much freedom is in her. She's just got one hand on that trapeze. The rest of her is just flying. She almost doesn't even need the trapeze because she's off, she's loving life. And then she's got her little dog, which, you know, again, can be your little spirit guide, or an actual physical animal that you have connected with. And what I really like about the Fool is there's very little material possessions with the Fool. It's very much the things that you really need. So it could be streamlining. So it might be in the next 6 months, you spend a bit of time decluttering. And I mean, I know that I need to do some decluttering. But it might be that you actually go around and you're like, is this holding me in a space of joy? No, release it. So you could be doing a bit of Marie Kondo over the next 6 months and releasing things. And that could be, I just wonder if there's moving house, some kind of change of scenery. And I can really see like boxes, I can see a really empty house. So if you're moving house, or if you do move house in the next 6 months, let me know. I would be really interested to hear how that went for you. But there's definitely a sense again of newness. There's a lot of fresh new energy coming in these 3 card readings, and I picked all of them intuitively. I didn't, you know, attempt to pick anything. I just set the intentions for each group. There's a lot of enthusiasm, joy, freedom, new possibilities. And obviously with the Fool, there can be some lessons. You know, it could be that maybe you make a couple of mistakes, or there's a couple of little life lessons that you go through. I don't get the sense of anything major from this card. I think there's too much lightness that's coming with it. So I think maybe there could just be a few small things that you're kind of experiencing and maybe finishing or completing. But there's real flow and movement. And also I want to talk about dancing. Maybe you've been thinking about, you know, dancing or moving your body a little bit more. I think that would be really good for you. I think that would really help your energy, like lift your energy and move your energy. So a way that you can raise your vibration, I think, would be dance, movement, flow. I'm getting more of a kind of solar plexus energy really with this card. It's standing in your power, obviously, but also I just feel like there's a bit more freedom and you're a bit more centered actually. So this is, I think, going to be really positive for you. And as I say, I think there could be a change of house. I'm not getting any other kind of thing that's coming through. It's only really moving house, and that could be like you're getting into a new office. If you have a business, for example, it might be that you are able to actually now expand and have an office that you rent, or that you know, work from, or a shop or something. But I can see a new fresh building. It feels like a home. It's just what I'm receiving at the moment. So see if that comes up for you. So let's just look at your oracle guidance to go with that. So we have the Seas of Mintaka, lots of watery energy coming in today, but that makes sense because it's a Cancer new moon. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. I love that so much. This is a really high vibrational energy. Again, Mintaka, they are one of the only star seeds to completely stay true to the light. They haven't entered into the realm of wars or anything like that. They very much stay very true to light. So again, that could be about you staying true to your light, what feels good for you in your light. And maybe there's an awakening of sorts. Maybe something, I wonder if there's going to be a dark night of the soul for a few people, actually coming out the other side, really connecting to yourself more deeply. Sometimes we have staged spiritual awakenings, so we might have one and we're like, great, I'm awake, I love spiritual things, or I love this, I love that, and then just when we think we've kind of got it down, the universe is like, okay, fantastic, you're enjoying that, let's bring you into the next stage of your spiritual journey. And so they bring through another dark night of the soul or another heavy set of lessons. And even though I don't think there's going to be heavy lessons here, I wonder if there's just something that maybe you're healing or releasing so that you can awaken more, because there's a lot of light coming in with this card. So it's like bringing in consciousness to light, seeing potential. So it might be about just releasing any layers, any outdated thoughts or patterns that maybe are holding you in a space that isn't really serving you. And if it's not serving you, it's not going to serve your purpose, it's not going to serve others. I really need to sneeze. Okay, so let's look at your guide. So your guide is Dwalkul. I'm probably saying that wrong, I apologize if I am. Dharma unfolding. Yeah, okay, great. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Okay, I feel like you're getting deeper into a spiritual journey. This is what's going on with this group. So over the next 6 months, you might have a bit more of an awakening. It doesn't have to be as much as a dark night of the soul, but it might just be short and intense. That would be a good way to put it. And it's through going through that you can then step into the next part, take that leap of faith that the Fool brings, that, you know, trust and fulfillment of the joy and the support of the universe that you're going to receive. So I think there's going to be a little bit more, maybe there's a karmic relationship that you're going through at the moment, or some kind of karmic lesson that you're experiencing, and you're going to be coming out the other side of that, definitely, because I'm really getting a strong excitement and joy from this group. So even though I'm talking to you about awakenings and dark night of the soul, don't listen to that and think, oh my gosh, okay, something terrible might happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Sometimes we just go through a personal space and we come out the other side and think, wow, did I really used to have those limiting beliefs? Or I didn't realize I thought that about myself or other people or the world, and actually I need to clear that. So it can be something like that. So just be aware. I think just have an openness for the next few months. Just see what happens, and how it presents itself to you is obviously going to be unique to your journey, but you're obviously ready to go to the next stage of your spiritual journey, your spiritual path in this lifetime. So just be aware of that. Let's just see. So obviously you can call upon this guide, but let's just see also who your dragon is. Oh wow, look at this. Thor's red, black and gold dragon protects you in times of change, a time of rapid transition and transformation. Relax, you are safe. Wow. It always kind of blows my mind how aligned these cards are. As I say, I totally picked these intuitively, and yeah, amazing. So firstly, you can call upon this dragon to protect you. Obviously, change is coming in for this group, and it's coming in rapidly. Transformation is the word that they've used here. I think that's really great. I think that links a lot with the kind of idea of the dark night of the soul. You might have already had the dark night of the soul as you're watching this, you know, in the last few months. I'm not talking about 5 or 6 years ago. I mean within this year, you know, in the last 6 months, say, you might have experienced a dark night of the soul or an awakening. And so this card is like, great, you're transforming. You have gone into the kind of, oh my God, what's it called that the butterfly goes into? The cocoon thing. Within the next 6 months, you're going to expand and break free and come out as that beautiful butterfly. So there's a transformation, there's a change going on, and I think just trust that, go with it. No, it says here, you are safe. So this is all happening for your higher purpose, this is all happening for your highest good. Trust it. So could be that you might feel initially, oof, okay, I've got to go through this. But on the other side of that is all that freedom, all that creativity and that movement that the Fool brings. And I feel like perhaps that's why we're talking about dancing originally. Maybe you need to move any trauma through the body through dance, right? Sometimes the physical is the strongest way to release. So, you know, in the wild, obviously animals will shake. That's how they release trauma. So you can do shaking. You can do that for yourself in the morning. You can just shake your arms, shake your legs, shake your body, gently shake your head. You can tap along your body as well. That's a great technique for shifting and changing up energy. You just literally tap up and down your arms, your body, your legs, gently on your head and your neck, just shifting the energy. And then you do this thing called smoothing, where you just smooth down the body. And that's going to really just clear and release anything that you're holding on to. And you can do that every day. If it feels good for you, you can do it once a week if it feels good for you. As always, trust your intuition. This might be why the solar plexus was coming to me. I feel like maybe you're about to stand in your power and, you know, move into this beautiful transformational space, this butterfly space. So let me know how that goes for you and how things are going. And remember that if you are in a space of the dark night of the soul or some kind of transformational growth, it's totally okay not to be okay. It's totally okay to reach out, to seek help, to seek support, especially from a trained professional. Your friends and your family, if you have a good connection with them, are fantastic, but there's only so far that they can take you. Sometimes it is really great to just seek help. There's nothing wrong with going on antidepressants. There's nothing wrong with going to a doctor or going to a healer or going to a counselor. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It means that actually you're moving into the next stage and you just need help to shed things. So please know that if you are in that space, you can book a session with me, or you can find somebody else who's local to you, and you can really start to get the support you need to move through that. So even though at the beginning I'm talking about not necessarily being heavy lessons, there might just be one thing that's coming up for you that's moving through. Honestly, I'm seeing it as a relationship thing, but just see what comes up for you and trust and go with that, okay? I don't really think I've done these in any particular order, but that doesn't matter. So the next card we have is the Soul Plan card, and this is the energy 22. This is completion and accomplishment, and this is actually connected to the polarity beauty to ugliness, which you can also think of as light to darkness. And it says completion, resourcefulness, and total service. So I do think that there's something you're completing and moving on to the next stage after you've completed it. So it might be you're in a relationship and it's really been a difficult one, or it's brought a lot of growth and healing for you. This is a lesson you are completing, something you really needed to get into. Maybe you've had several mini lessons in it before and you're coming up to the big one now. And I mean, I'm getting a blocked nose as I'm talking about this. So yeah, I just feel like I almost can't breathe through my nose. It's really blocked all of a sudden. So is that happening for you? Are you feeling, does it feel like you can't breathe or you can't catch your breath? Or I don't know, is someone having panic attacks or anxiety or something? I just feel like I'm struggling to breathe completely. My nose is completely blocked up. Definitely there's this element of total service. Again, there's the speech. All of the Soul Plan cards that have come up have been connected to some kind of speech and expression, which is so funny. So whatever you're doing, there's definitely an expression. So this could be about really speaking up for yourself and saying to somebody, I'm not willing to express that. Oh wow, I can't stop yawning either. So often we can cough, sneeze, yawn, giggle, cry when we're releasing something. So yeah, I wonder, is anybody releasing even as they're watching this maybe? So I feel like this is a relationship thing. And I feel as though actually, even though there's a transformation going on for this group, I think it might also be about getting back to you. I mean, a 22 is a very self-contained energy. It really knows who it is. It knows what it's here to do. It's got a really good sense of purpose and focus. Very organized. I just wonder if maybe you lost yourself a little bit in this relationship. It doesn't actually really matter if the relationship's long-term or short-term. It doesn't matter about length of time. We can just experience any length of relationship where somebody can really mess with us emotionally and mentally and physically, and it can really throw us off kilter. So I think this energy is saying to you, you've seen some ugly things or you've experienced some ugly things in the past, whether that's the recent past or long ago. Through the transformation, you're going to be able to step into the beauty, into the light, and I think that's why we've got, this seeing your potential in the seas of Mintaka. Okay, so there's something that you've been through that was difficult. Maybe you're still going through it. You're going to come through the other side, transform, really step a bit more into yourself, actually. So let me just see what your affirmation is today, which is, whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer: the light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. Yeah, great. So sometimes when we have a spiritual awakening, or when we're starting a new journey, which comes with the Fool, sometimes we can compare our journey to other people's, and we can think, am I doing it the right way? Was my dark night of the soul right? Is my awakening the right thing? Is me stepping into my light the right thing? Or have I done it the way that everybody else, like how should I navigate this? It's very natural as humans to compare, because it's literally, are we like, is that right for me? But ultimately it's got to come from you. You've got to focus on yourself. So the light I see in them is a reflection. Oh, I've got a bit of a bug there. What is that? I don't know what that was, but that was weird. The light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. So don't compare yourself to anybody, but recognize if there's somebody you're like, wow, they're amazing, they're so inspiring. And that could be actually somebody from group 2. It could be that you see someone from group 2 like sharing their voice and you think, wow, I wish I could do that. I wish I had the confidence or the ability, or I had something to offer. But you do. They're just a reflection of you. They are just a reflection of you. You know, often when people compliment me or say something nice to me, I'm like, thank you. I'm just a reflection of you, right? The light that they see in me is just a reflection of their own light. And it's exactly the same for you. If you're comparing yourself to anyone else, just remember that if you think someone's amazing, they are a reflection of you, your inner light. And if you're putting yourself down, judging yourself, criticizing yourself because it doesn't look like someone else's journey, just let that go. Let that go. Maybe do some EFT or something to just let that go, because you don't need that. That's not your truth. That's not your journey. You're on your journey, your path. That's really important for you to stick to that. At the end of the day, moving into your journey and completing what you're here to do in this lifetime, only you can do that, and only you are meant to do that. So, and even as I'm talking now, my nose is clearing and I don't feel so blocked anymore. So by the end of the next 6 months, I think things will have shifted quite a lot for you. Even if there's still things that you're working through, I think it's going to lift a bit. It's going to feel lighter. You know, you'll be able to spread your wings. You might change from tapping and shaking to dancing. And yes, I'm dancing whilst I'm sitting here. But that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling this energy. Again, that's why I'm coming to the solar plexus. It's feeling lighter and brighter, and yeah, really good. So that was the reading for group number 3. Please let me know if it resonates with you in the comments below, and that could be in 6 months time. So save this video and then you can come back to it and let me know how you're doing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if your cards resonated with you in the comments below, and that might be in 6 months time, guys. This is a 6-month spread, so you might come back to me in 6 months and be like, yeah, that absolutely happened to me, or this did and this did. So I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you, and I will see you guys in next week's video. I feel a bit like your fairy godmother. We'll see you now. Aren't these just the funniest things? I don't know, I love them. Alrighty then, alrighty then. Oh, you know what I need to get? A thumbnail. Let me just do that, baby. Do, 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 do. Let's just use those 3. That'll do. Right. How cute is this dress, by the way? It's all 90s today. Yeah. Nice. Even though I'm an 80s baby. I'm thirsty. Open up the wine. Baby, on what you need. Hey. World is blowing up, but we liking pictures. Some real, some fiction. Can't remember the lyrics to that. They got us tweeting high. It's a heavy issue when I take it to the dopamine. Your fairy godmother will see you now. Can you take me seriously with these on? Because I can't take myself seriously, but they're just so cute. They're so 90s. Can you guys see them? Amazing. I think I might leave them on. I'm probably going to have like a weird mark on my face. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're done. Do you know what? I might do a separate one. Do I have... Where did I put that? Ah, yes. Do you remember the 24th